Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to take a look at power stance curve swords. Now I used to use this setup all the time before I just mostly started doing say like claymore and two-handed scimitar and stuff like that. But essentially the thing is that you see power stance curve sword quite frequently when it comes to like PvEers, but it doesn't really get all that much attention from people who know a little bit more about how the PvP works, which is too bad because I do think that this is one of the more well-designed power stance setups. Now the thing is that rather than say like power stance spears or power stance straight swords, where the most of your bread and butter is going to be found in your L1s or jumping L1s, running, whatever not, essentially when it comes to the power stance moveset, you're looking to condition your opponent to expect some of your one-handed attacks or swapping to the two-handed attacks, and then handy-tacking off of it back to power stancing. And once you have conditioned them on the timing for those things, that's when you get to rip more confirmed running L1s or say spamming L1, because someone cannot spam through this unless they have a hyper armor weapon like CGS or Greatsword. This is going to do enough poise damage with every swing. Now the thing is when it comes to power stance to curve swords, the strongest thing you can probably have them on is a toss-up between bleed and lightning. Bleed is essentially going to make it to where you do not have to worry so much about hyper armor if you're keeping track of how close your opponent is to bleeding. Sometimes you can make back swings or plays like that that are going to work only when you can bleed them out to break their hyper armor. But when it comes to your damage per swing, lightning is probably just going to be your best bet on a dexterity build. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the collection of duels and invasions we have today.
Alrighty, it is time for post-production Jaeger. How you doing, baby? I hope you guys are doing well still. Hopefully, in the 2 minutes that have elapsed, your day has not gone from better to worse. Hopefully, you're still doing good. But yeah, we're going to do our duels first. They are generally going to give you a little bit of a better idea in terms of what this is trying to accomplish on a fundamentals level. And so I was willing to do some of these attacks here because I knew I had the chance of bleeding. Because as you guys know, the Knight's Greatsword is one of the most hyper armor brain weapons in the entire game. GG's, dude. Where you just don't really get the chance to do much against it if you're using smaller weapons, except run away and try and outspace them and stuff like that. Now, this guy right here, he's using the Shamshir. There's a lot of people who will try to curve sword mirror match me when they see me, because I suppose I am now known as like the scimitar guy, the curve sword guy, something on those lines. But the thing is that I actually do really bad in these matches because the people who swap to Shamshir tend to have enough poise to tank the backswing, whereas I don't, and so like they just freely are one out of hit stun against me. But we were both making a huge amount of mistakes in that fight. So yo, GG's, bro. This guy is a very interesting enjoyer right here. Two-handed straight sword enjoyer, and then soft swaps to the carry in retaliation. Yo, GG's, bro. Got a teensy bit cooked right there because he panicked when I was in range to be able to go for the L1. And that's the big thing, right? Like, this is the reason that you use a lot of the one-handed moveset and a lot of the two-handed moveset, because these movesets are way easier to outspace your opponent with. The L1 of the curves, the L1 of the power stance curve sword is really short, okay, even when you're using the long ones. And the running L1, while yes, it does run pretty far, is such a telegraphed animation that both of them are kind of reliant on your opponent panicking, right? And based on who you're fighting, that can be a lot easier or a lot harder to set up, right? So it's easier to set up in invasions, which is why you see it so often in invasions. But the thing is that when you're fighting people that are experienced PvPers, they tend to not panic unless you give them a very good reason to think that you're going to go for one thing and then you end up going for the other. So the thing is that we're conditioning them like that right there. Now that R1 to L1 we did against things that don't have hyper armor, that maintains priority, and we are able to get that R1 to L1 if they try to mash out of hit stun. But as you can see here, we're using a ton of our one-handed moveset, right? And it's only intermittently that we are going for the two-handed moveset. Now here's something tricky I do right here. So the spinning slash, I cancel the first one and then roll catch with a second spin slash and go for the full combo. I did that specifically because seeing all the damage I had done previous, excuse me, English is my one language and I'm not very good at it sometimes. GG's early morning Jaeger. Essentially, I could see that the spinning slash, if I didn't get a bleed proc, was not going to kill. So I went for that sort of like 4-hit pseudo combo to make up for it. Now, what I'm also running on this setup is going to be some Endure on the fists. And regardless of what you're running as an invader, you need to run Endure, okay? My personal success rate goes up like from say like maybe like let's take just not ganks, but just like groups of people you fight and it actually is a fight. Like you're not just getting, mollywopped within Rykard's cave and you're also not getting boss fogged. My success rate in all of the things in between probably goes up by like a good 30% with Endure. And the thing is that because curved swords are a smaller type of weapon, meaning that people with big hyper armor, big poise boys, are going to want to disrespect you, you're going to be able to stave that off if you have some immediate on-the-go poise like that of Endure. So do not leave your Endure at home. Keep it in your back pocket. Put it on your main weapon, whatever floats your boat, because it will save you plenty of times. Now, this fight right here is perhaps taking a little bit longer than I was expecting. I really should eat a bleed bolus. I suppose I was having a little bit of that molasses brain. Like, sometimes you just like have the good play right in front of you, and then you just still don't go for it. So. I'm really out here putting records up, but you know what it is. You know how it is. Teammate putting his sign there in the road. Yeah, bro. Okay, man. So I decide that it's time to just go ahead and end this and just use the goated running R1 over and over. Like, I'm done with this invasion. No, you're not getting a teammate back. We're wrapping this up pronto. Okay. And now we have the Ruin-Strewn Precipice. This is a very interesting place to fight. Don't get it too terribly often. Have a based Night Enjoyer over here with the whole get up. Yo, GG's, bro. But we have something that is a pretty interesting challenge right here. We have somebody that is spamming Endure on power stance thrusting swords. And the thing is that I go ahead and swap to better poise because this is one of the premier poise check setups in the game, and my main drip does not have enough. Now, granted, he swaps to power stance straight swords right here, but just for the better defense, we stay on what we are using now. And yeah, he is just spamming away that Endure. I mean, you can do that, but we're eventually going to adapt. And that's the thing about Endure, it's not something to really be used offensively. Like, if it works offensively, then your opponent's made a very big mistake, okay, of some sort. Like, if someone uses it offensively, you do kind of what I'm doing here in moments, which is run away. You do not challenge somebody who has just used it in your face. Get absolutely smacked right there by the fire, Jesus Christ, and then he rolls off of the edge. Can't endure that, buddy. Okay, so Mr. Night Enjoyer becomes a little bit less based. He's trying to fog wall us now, but I say no. No, bro. Stay down here in the pit with me. Let's have a grand old time, okay? Let's just have a very fun curve sword moment. No healing, no boss fog, GG's. GG's, bro. Oh, speaking of GG's, watch this, okay? Hyper Armor, Moonveil, Sword, Stormblade. Let's see what this combination of things get us, right? Yeah. What a wholesome combo. Yo, GG's, guys. I'm glad we had this insanely interactive fight, and I hope we do so in the future. GG's, guys. Now we have some people here that are using Meteor, which is just so interesting. Nice R1 spam, bro. You cannot R1 spam me, bro. Like, we have the Blade Curve Swords. Power stance movesets, generally speaking, a lot of them you cannot R1 mash through. Some of them you can, but this is not one of them, and you paid lay price. So, we're just packing them up. GG's, guys. R1ing out of hit stun was the death of all three of them, so very, very sad. Now, let's see something interesting here as well, because this is a lot of mages. Jesus Murphy, this is a lot of mages, okay? So, we have the moon. That's our number one op. So, you can't do that. Okay, let's test. Let's see if we can jump away from...
Yeah, bro, I'm not playing this game, bro.
Okay, so the moon literally just makes its own rules up. Okay. It's not a good spell. I just have a very, very high propensity of getting hit by it for some reason. Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, I am so good at getting hit by the moon, bro. So here we have Samurai Kevin. He's running his Naga Kiba. He is not laying off of the R1 button, and so it might take me a second, but I'm adapting, and we adapt with a bleed. Yo, GG's, bro. And yeah, now it's time to get Elden ringed, okay? I'm trying to catch the host here, okay? Yep, thank you, Bear.
Bro, get off my ass, bro.
Like, the PvE that's able to hit invaders in this game, bro. Like, I swear, you're just trying to do some honest work out here, and they see that invader booty. Perfect block right there. Perfect block the beam for the sole reason of it was necessary. GG, sir. I hope you enjoy the DLC once it gets here, bro. You have to understand, I have to shield the DLC because Miyazaki's my roommate, so I don't have a choice. I have to be like, yeah, man, your game's good, bro. When we're sat down, we're eating egg and fucking biscuits, and Miyazaki's like, oh, do you like my game? It's like, yeah, bro, it's great, man. You know, like, I definitely don't have a gun held to my head. So seeing this guy's insane net, I decide no. I don't feel like fighting that today. Let's go fight the Phantom, who's dealing with another infamous enemy for hitting invaders, which is the Falling Star Beast. So, thankfully, don't get hit by that. At least it's able to hit the host. That's nice. But yeah, we're going ahead and... Oh, actually, never mind. Train of thought ruined. Dragon Breath. If we get more Dragon Breaths in the DLC, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to post my jumping off a bridge in Minecraft definitely onto Live League. I'm not playing this game with... Oh. Yep. Some people just don't have the genetics to be warriors. GG's, bro. And the Falling Star Beast. The Falling Star Beast being such an epic, bro. Speaking of epic, look at this spawn and look at this area. I really should have just finger severed immediately. I've started doing that in these horrendous areas. It's just not even feasible to win in these unless your opponents are actually fucking dumbasses. And so, yeah, I mean, that was the most predictable outcome of all time. These areas like Rykard Cave or Dawn Beach, these are just not worth your time, dude. So I personally am severing out of them these days. Now, it is time for the most hard-fought invasion of the video. we have the goated Haligtree, but we have some trials and tribulations ahead of us. We see the Warming Stone. We have a mage. Everybody's a mage until proven otherwise. Keep it in mind. We have Blasphemous Blade. Epic. Why would there not be a Blasphemous Blade? We have somebody using, what is that, Roiling Magma? That's honestly kind of based. I won't even lie. How often do you see that? But, yeah, Blasphemous Blade plus Hyper Armor plus all of these different spells means that, yeah, we probably should go ahead and put on a little bit heavier of armor. And you know what? I know that, I'm known for the knight armor and whatnot, but you know what? I might just make a video about, like, my favorite drips in the game. The G9 slash Chase the Bro drip, this right here, dude, oh my god, living that, jeez Louise. I legitimately think that this is a fantastic looking combination of armor. Like, the silhouette is just, like, perfect. Some Haligtree parkour right here for the uninitiated. Check it, cop the fucking parkour, bro. Oh man, makes you feel so good when you do stuff like that. We're gonna go ahead and try and pack this guy up. Thank God we get that bleed right there. That's something that you'll notice when using bleed, is that the the bleed will just come in so clutch for you sometimes. Also, right there, Horaloot Earthshaker, just jump over it. For the people who did not know, just jump over it and you are all good. And then, yeah, oh wow, that
Felt so good.
So, I appreciate the Glenstone Chris right there. Yeah, this pillar is literally our lifeline, bro. Like, all this mage spam, I can't with this game sometimes, Brody. Like, whoever programmed this game, bro, they were on some book. They were on some bookie, okay? It's just ridiculous, the amount of spam that is just encouraged in this game. And what's sad is that it's hard baked into the game. I seriously doubt it is going anywhere. I seriously doubt that they will fix the amount of spell spam and Ash of War combo spam and stuff like that. Because look at enemies like the Battle Knight mages. Look at the enemies that have Thunderstorm, like the Lendale Knights. Look at all these different enemies. They all spam the exact same way the actual things that they are using are able to do. They literally hard baked it into the game, bro. Which is just, hopefully they do something about it with the DLC. Hopefully they do, but I'm not counting on it. It seems like something that they were extremely excited to add to this game. Now, if you're wondering why I've been doing so much arcane stuff as of the last little bit, the reason why is because my PS4 character, which is the 1000% run character, we're getting absolutely everything, and we have made a ton of progress, but part of the 1000% run is also getting to New Game Plus 10 at the bare minimum. We're going for everything, like every achievement, every armor, weapon, incantation, talisman. We're going for it all, okay? Since I have so much to farm, I'm running Arcane, and before making this PS4 character, that was a type of build that I essentially never played, was Arcane. So it's been really interesting, like learning all this stuff in terms of how good it is, or just like stuff like that. But yeah, Arcane's pretty sick, dude. It is the master of choosing the latency battle, and yeah, Poison's awesome and super slept on, dude. Like, Poison is like so much stronger than people give it credit for, and Bleed is fantastic too. All this stuff. Now, back to the invasion. We are in a super dangerous place, okay? I came down here because I didn't really have a choice. I needed to get away to heal, and there was nowhere else to go quickly up above. But as it would turn out, they have already killed every last revenant in this area, which means that we are essentially in a death pen, okay? Not only is the mage a mage, so we're dealing with a mage, but the other guy that's using intelligence stuff is using some of the most, like, gank more tools in the game. Okay, he's using the Dark Moon Blade, or whatever it's called in this game, horrendously, a horrendous gank more tool that just doesn't work near as well for invaders. He's using the Death Ritual Spear. Needless to say, and also I can't really turn around and attack safely because this guy's running at me with enough hyper armor till Kingdom Come. You know, it's like if I was fighting the Colossal Hammer on its own, you know, it'd be a different story. We wouldn't be struggling. But because he's followed by 2 intelligence builds, yeah, can't really contest it. So I swapped to Light Roll. This is something I like doing against mages and Light Rollers. I swapped to Light Roll, so if I need to roll, I can keep more momentum and hopefully get away better. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and round this corner, accidentally throw a throwing dagger, and then get the hell out of here. Because you cannot get out of this area if there are people that are attacking you and you have to climb one of these ladders. You are going to die, okay? And so we're not looking to do that. Now, we're going to go ahead and take this moment to heal up to full and also take a chance to just think about the situation, just take a mental breather, right? And get our HP back up to full. Yo, W for the Frenzy Stones, because, like, the Frenzy Stones are kind of like how strong items should be in this game. Whereas Golem Arrows and Starlight Shards and stuff like that, Rope, are all like just so insanely annoying to get that you might as well duplicate them. You can very realistically get a huge amount of Frenzy Stones due to how easy it is to get Yellow Embers. So, GG's to that. Now, I wait here specifically for someone to run down, and believe it or not, it is the host who comes first. And so, I'm doing my best here, right? He's on his own. We're going to try and pack him up. What happens? That is a mage mentality right there. GG's, guys. Have a good night, everyone.